Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back. Let me just first off start by saying I am very thankful for the people that have been following my toxic relationship series. I've been receiving a lot of feedback about the things that I've been talking about, and I just want to tell y'all that I appreciate y'all so much, and I love the love, and honestly, I want to give it back to you guys as well. So every time I see love, I make sure I spread love, and I just can't be more happy, more thankful, because honestly, I'm doing what I'm doing because this is what I wish something I've seen that I wish somebody had to teach me. But since I've learned and I'm willing to show and to share my knowledge on this situation and share my journey, I'm very happy that it's being received and it's being understood and it's being welcome. Y'all, I am very thankful. So now that we have gotten into the identifying toxic traits, family members, starting your journey, healing, and things of that nature, I want to talk about part 3, and that is knowing when to let go. So today I want to talk to you about when you should identify certain things in your life, people, situations, and when you have to know when it's time to distance yourself, when it's time to heal, and when it's time to let go. All right, so bear with me today. I do have my notes again. I love having my notes so I know that I'm talking about everything that I need to talk about. So for today, I want to give you some tips about when to know to let go. So every day we're learning, every day we're evolving. Me personally, I've evolved so much these past couple of years, and you learn to identify when you need to let go from a situation, when you need to step back, or when you need to reevaluate. So for number 1, I have when it's time to let go. It's time to let go when attempts of healing and reconciliation are not reciprocated. So when you're trying to shift your life, when you're trying to change your way of thinking, and you want to approach people and situations differently, when that new approach, or when you're trying to not be as toxic and you're trying to heal a friendship or relationship and it's not being reciprocated or it's not being accepted by that person, it's honestly time for you to let go, to step back, and focus on yourself. It's hard to get people to understand you, but the most important thing is you have to understand yourself first. You have to learn to love yourself. You have to be able to accept yourself. And it's going to be hard to get other people to accept you when you're not doing the work for yourself. So that's one thing, when you need to take a step back, is when you're trying and it's not being reciprocated. I know it might be hard, but you have to do what you have to do to take care of yourself. Number 2, I have when you feel like you're not being listened to. So being listened to is very important. Like, it's a part of communication. It's a part of reciprocation of feelings and understanding. So when you feel like you're not being listened to, or it's going literally in one ear and out the other, honey, it might be time for you to step back and let go of the situation and learn to love people from a distance. You don't have to have a heart full of hate. You don't have to have a heart full of jealousy, envy, or anything. You just know, like, okay, this situation is not for me. This time is not right. Let me take a step back. Maybe we can revisit it, but for right now, I have to let it go. All right. Another one is when your problems or concerns seem to irritate a person. So when you're trying to revamp your life or trying to steer your life in a different direction, you're gonna have people in your life that instantly get irritated or instantly gets bothered. Pause.
Bruh.
All right, so I'm back. I did just take a second because I know I was gonna get interrupted, and so I just took a second. But like I was saying, when your problems or concerns seem to irritate the other person. So when you're in the process of growing, there's a lot of questions that you have. You want to know how to go about certain things. Maybe you try to approach things and conversations differently, but that person instantly gets irritated. It's no talking to irritated people. I'm just going to say it just like that. When you have people that aren't on a self-growth journey themselves, your self-growth or you changing will irritate them. It will make them jealous on the inside, and they're going to start talking about, oh, you're different, you're acting different. Honey, that's okay, because different is good. Different is good when you're trying to heal and you're trying to better yourself and breaking generational curses, because life is tough out here. When you're in so much toxicity, on a daily basis and you're trying to learn from that, you're going to irritate some people along the way. But that's okay, because that's a part of life. It's a part of healing. It's a part of you being you. All right. Then I have this one I put down because this personally happened to me. But when there's subliminal messages being made about you on social media and text messages or whatever, you realize that those aren't the type of people that you want to be around right now, especially when you're trying to grow and you're trying to heal. You don't want those type of people around in your circle or in your life at the moment, because it's going to cause you to backtrack. It's going to cause you to want to retaliate and be hurtful with your own words, but that's not going to help any situation. Is honestly going to hinder your growth. So it's very important to let those people go. If they can't have a conversation with you directly right now, is not the good time for the conversation to be had, and you have to move on. You have to let that situation go. All right. And then this ties along with friendships and relationships that don't feel equal. These types of relationships feels like it is pulling teeth to get the equality in a relationship. Friendships, family, it feels like it's pulling teeth to get these people to understand you, to get people to validate or to acknowledge you. So it's like, you know what? You have to learn how to let certain situations go. And I think that that's very important, that you know, and you learn to identify one-sided relationships. You learn to identify people that are their own toxic enemies and that are trying to pull you into those situations, and you have to realize, like, I can't go down that road with you. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be better. I don't want to have that negative energy in my life, because like I said before, you know, all that negative energy and that hate and envy only hurts you. It does not hurt the other person. It does not make them feel any less of a person. Like, if they're going to be mad, they're going to be mad. So if you're mad with them, that's going to make them even more mad. And why go through all of that? It's better to just let a situation or a person go, even if it's temporarily. Sometimes it's temporarily and sometimes it's not. But letting go is more important for you, because that's where your healing starts. Okay? I just want to come in and interrupt y'all just for a second. If you guys are enjoying this video, honey, like, comment, and subscribe down below. I'm very excited, okay? I'm very, very excited. So if you guys are enjoying this, please like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, and let's keep this show rolling. Peace. All right, so now that I gave you some tips of how to identify when you need to let a situation or a person go, I do want to talk to you about realigning your higher self with your higher self. When you start to notice and identify when to let things go, you actually start the process of realigning yourself with your higher self. So for me, every day I would pray that God would remove the people and situations out of my life and give me the strength to let those situations go, no matter how hard it may seem or how hard it is to let a person or a situation go. Because for me personally, I wanted to relinquish all control, cast all my worries, my frustrations, my doubts onto God and give it to Him. And the moment I did that, within that same time frame of me starting my self journey, I began to think and feel differently instantly. I just want to say, we all get to a point in our lives where you realize people and family, even family, are in your life for a reason, season, or a lifetime. When you begin to identify when you need to let go of situations, you begin to see people's true colors. You begin to see how they really feel about you, how they feel towards you, their attitude. You begin to understand them as a person, and you realize that sometimes this is not what I want in a relationship. You begin to identify what you want and what you need. And you learn from these situations, because once you allow a person to reveal who they are to you, you are in control of letting that person be in your life or letting them go. And just like letting them go, it becomes something that you get used to. You learn to identify. You learn to know what you'll accept and you won't accept. And this is all lessons of character building. So this began my shifting of thinking. I began to look at people differently, see situations differently, more positive, and you're like, you know what? That's not worth my time. That's not worth my energy. And it's time for me to keep it pushing, because at the end of the day, we are all trying to realign ourselves with our higher self. That's most important, you know? All right. I just want to say that when I started my self-love journey, I met some amazing people along the way. When you remove yourself from situations, you open up the opportunity for new situations, new people, new relationships. And I've met people that changed my way of thinking, being, understanding, and just life in general, realigning my life with my higher self. And I've never felt this much peace in my life. And I've learned how to cope with letting people go and learning what is important for me to prioritize in my life. And I will tell you, this is something worth doing. Letting go honestly heals. Alright, so when you learn to let go, you learn to reevaluate. One, you learn to reevaluate your life, your happiness, and not to rush God's plan. You begin to just be, live, understand, and you interact with people differently. And you get to start new goals for your life. Who doesn't want new goals? And for me personally, through my process of learning how to let go, I've had so much growth and a huge mental shift that benefits me now more than I thought holding on to those toxic people did. No more of me trying to prove, no more of me trying to force my opinions or like my personality or who I am onto people that won't understand it. And you get to a point where you're like, okay, let me relax, let me chill, and let me let what's meant for me gravitate towards me. All right, guys, so I did just want to leave you guys with some little extra tips that I have written down for you guys. So number one, I have stopped comparing your life to others. It's time to let go, and it's time for you to live your life how you want to live your life. Not comparing it to other people, not feeling like what they have is what you need, because honestly, what's meant for you is meant for you. And when you have the mindset of what's meant for me will come towards me, will gravitate towards me, you don't have to compare yourself to other people, so you can let that mentality go. That's one less problem you have to worry about. And the next thing I have is to stop holding grudges. Like I always say, you're only hurting yourself. You're only keeping that negative energy into you to allow it to build. And when it builds and builds and builds, that's when you start to develop anxiety, depression, and envy and jealousy and things that are not really necessary for you to grow, that are hindering you to grow, and that are keeping you from being realigned with your higher self. All right. And then this one's my favorite. Stop any relationship or situation that is one-sided. This will literally taint your peace of mind. You will be trying so hard to get something to work that's not honestly meant not to work. That's meant to just be left where it is. Maybe reevaluate it in the future, but right now it's no good for you. All right. And last but not least, so stop trying to make people understand the type of person you are. The right people will come in your life at the right time and completely get you. That's a testament to my life as well. It's you're not going to be able to please everyone. Like I said before, you can't control what people think. So why sit there and hinder yourself from growing and being the best you can be when you're trying to get people to understand you or to get you? The right people will. The right moments will happen for you. And it's just time to let go of that toxic mindset to think that you have to be in control of everything when you don't. Trust me, you don't want to be in control. It's a lot to handle, to hold on top of your everyday things. It's so much that you have to juggle. And I honestly I want it to come to you naturally and organic. And I think the best way for that is for you to let go and let God, honestly. Let go and let God. Plain and simple. You guys, I just finished watching part 3 to Toxic Relationships. Probably right along with you, because if you're at the end of this video, that means you finished the whole episode, my series. And I am very, very thankful. I was very excited about this piece because I am all about healing, growing from within, embracing who you are naturally, organically, wholeheartedly. So I hope that it was received. I hope that you guys found something that you could take away from this, something that you enjoyed. I really hope that you did. And if you did, please leave me a comment down below. I want you guys to start interacting with me so I can interact with you. Follow me on Instagram. Like, comment, and subscribe to your girl. There's going to be 2 more episodes in this series. So next one is going to be how to let go. So I talked about when to know. Nope, scratch it. It's not how to let go. It's girl, move on. That's what it's called. I forgot the title for a minute, but I got it now. So girl, move on. So I talk about letting go in this episode. Next, I'm going to tell you how to move on. And then finally, we're going to wrap this series up with regaining your confidence. I'm excited. I want you guys to be excited because hopefully we can gain some confidence together, honey. We can do this together. All right? And remember, God is dope. Until next time. Peace.